Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan.
Fly high, blue eagle fly and carry our cry across the sky. Cast your shadow below, swoop down on the foe, then sweep up the field away. Fly high over the trees, make known to the breeze of victories. Spread wide each wing, for you are the king, blue eagle, the king. Oh, the eagle's the king of them all. He's blue feathers and never will fall. For the blue and the white and the eagle in flight, Ateneo will fight today. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan. Sa the Blue Eagle kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan.
Hey, and happy Monday morning. Good morning or good day wherever you're calling from or you're watching from. Welcome back to the SPARC podcast, all about marriage and parenting through the eyes of spouses, parents, and children. And this is our second episode. Welcome again, and we hope that you'll stay with us. This program, by the way, is brought to you by CBX Network and Radyo Katipunan in collaboration with the Discovery Weekend and the Love Institute. And for today, oh, by the way, welcome to our listeners and viewers over at Radyo Katipunan Facebook and Radyo Katipunan YouTube and an 87.9 FM. All right, for today, we have a very interesting topic, something I've been very interested to discuss and talk about more. It's about Gen Zs, understanding the Gen Zs. So, today, together with me, your host, Aiza Caparas Tabayoyong, will be my precious daughter, Miss, who will represent the Gen Zs also, is none other than Ana Rocio Caparas Tabayoyong. Yay!
Hello, good morning.
So it's my pleasure to have you here on my our second episode.
Thank you.
Just a little bit more about CEO. Her nickname is CEO. She's second year AB psychology student here at the Ateneo de Manila University Loyola Schools. And she is a self-professed thespian. Yes. Loves singing and performing, and is also the first Filipina MMUN Bureau member. But most of all, she is the older of two kids in our brood, the Dapayoyong brood. And of course, my favorite daughter.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
So, want to greet our viewers, Sio?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good day and that you are gonna eat well, or that you have eaten well. Yes. Food is very important, guys.
Yes, I know. You didn't start your day without one today.
Yes.
And next, of course, our regular now at SPARC Podcast. She had co-authored several books, including Wired Brain, Thinking of Marriage, Teen Crush, to name a few. And she and her husband, Dr. Alan Junicio, are lay chaplains and board members of the Marriage Preparation Foundation, which runs the monthly Discovery Weekend. And she's also the founder of the Love Institute. None other than my mentor, our mentor. Welcome back, Miss Maribel Season Junicio.
Hello, good morning. I'm glad to be back here and yes, share and talk about this Gen Z.
Yeah.
Naku, tatlo tayo,
I
iba-ibang
know.
generation.
Sabi nga ng Gen Z, mga yappers.
Well, yes.
Pero speaking of yapping, you're also welcome to join us in our yapping. You can make comments or ask questions over at the comment section of the Facebook or the YouTube channels of Radyo Katipunan. Okay?
Yes.
Simulan na natin.
Yes.
Are you
Right
ready?
on. Let's do it.
Again,
Let's do
tayo
it.
lang naman. Pretend they're not here, no? They're all just eavesdropping on our chikahan. Okay. So Gen Z, CEO, what are some common stereotypes or what are qualities to describe your generation, the Gen Zs, or maybe some misconceptions that they have?
Okay, there's several, I would like to say. I think, first and foremost, a lot of people would agree that a stereotype used to describe Gen Z is that they're very addicted to the cellphone, or laging naka-cellphone, or laging naka-SOCMED lang, or that they're overly sensitive or over-dramatic, that they blow things out of proportion just because they're talking about certain things that weren't talked about before. Other misconceptions, that they're lazy, or that they don't care about their family or anything, or that they're entitled, antisocial, or that they're making a big deal out of mental health. Like, these are, as you can see, very nakabaon to, because I've been hearing a lot of it, and I would like to respectfully disagree with a lot of those misconceptions.
Sige nga, how
Because-
exactly do you feel about this descriptions of your generation?
They, I feel, severely oversimplify what is a very diverse amount of people and a very, very colorful amalgamation of personality. Amalgamation. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, but that's correct.
But
Amalgamation is correct,
amalgamation of
yes.
personalities. And yes, we grew up with technology and, TV and then internet and now AI. But that doesn't mean we're all mindless slaves to technology.
Mindless slaves.
We are so much more than that. In fact, many of us are more aware of social happenings and other issues out there because of social media and because we're online. Not chronically, some of us, but also some of us are. And calling us lazy kind of undercuts that, all
Yeah.
that effort that goes into being aware about things and sharing those things and having discussions about those things and not being afraid to talk about those things as well, I think is one very defining quality that Gen Z has that people overlook. And one of the things I mentioned, the mental health, that it's a discussion
A
now
concern, yeah.
with Gen Z, yeah. It's not like it magically appeared out of nowhere. Like, mental health issues have always existed. It's that our generation is really the first to truly not be afraid to talk about
talk
it
about
and
it
bring it up
in the open. Yes.
in the open and kind of normalize talk about it, which is how it should have been in the first place, because
Yes.
that's just our biological thing. AB Psych, wow.
Yeah.
And I also feel that while I said all these things, like, Gen Z isn't perfect, though. Like, a lot of us would like to believe we're okay and that we want to present this version of ourselves. But at the same time, I think a lot of us are struggling a lot more than
Yeah.
we let on.
No
Yes.
generation is perfect.
Truly.
Each
Truly.
generation will have a strength and
Yes.
be different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pero from the expert stance, based on what you hear on the description of Gen Z to Maribel, tama ba? Yung mga narinig natin kay CEO, is that the common...
That shows, see,
Perception.
they can express,
Uh-huh.
which if the baby boomers, my generation, or the others,
Gen X,
older,
Gen
Gen
X.
X, might not express as much because they're very much exposed to their information and it's so accessible to them. So they can articulate a lot of things, which actually is what you just did was the authenticity which is known for the Gen Z also.
Thank you.
Very real. They don't like plastikan or, to pretend. They will say what they feel and what they think. So like mental health is coming out now. But yes, mental health has been an issue there for generations, not just for this generation, but I guess the courage and the strength to be able to speak about this is stronger here in this generation.
Ano nga bang year ang Gen Z? 1997?
Gen Z is 1997 to 2012. So they're now 13 to 28 years old.
Oh.
And then the generation before that is Gen Y, the millennials. Yan yung mga anak ko, ages 29 to 44.
Okay.
And you are in the Gen X, 45 to 60.
Call out.
It's okay. I'm in the boomers.
Yes.
Age 61
Ito
to
kinakatakot ko sa topic na
79.
to, may usapang edad eh.
No, and the boomers, if they'll meet up with the Gen Z, they'll have a hard time if they don't understand. Yeah, they're the ones who say, you're lazy, you're always on the phone. But they don't realize you grew up with it and you are using it in a way that maybe many of them don't know how to use it also. They're in the, see, I have paper. So I
CEO has a phone.
I combine paper and techie. But see, it is understanding each generation, the strength and the difference. And I guess the appreciation has to be there rather than, the putting down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. So thank you. What I heard from that is they're more exposed to information.
Yes.
They're less plastic and more authentic with themselves. Like
right.
what CEO is also saying, that they are the ones who have the need to express
Yes.
things that the previous generation may be thinking of na sila lang yung nagsasabi. I mean, they
Right,
bring it
right.
out in the open.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So we'll talk about the strengths and the high points and the low points of that generation. Pero what challenges, to CEO, what challenges do your generation, do your peers go through or experience at this point or today?
I think one of the biggest challenges we're facing is this push to be productive 24/7. Like, because the generations before us have done so much or not enough in some people's eyes, we have this need that we have to compensate. We got to do better. We got to keep doing and doing and doing. Like, there's a joke in college where people say that they're BS org because they're majoring in their orgs, quote unquote. Not me. Couldn't be me. But
Major in the orgs.
they're so committed to doing org work that they throw their whole lives into it because that's their way of manifesting their creativity, their productivity,
More
and
than
showing
21 units ng
More than
meron
21.
pang 5 extracurricular.
More than the 21 units, yes, because sometimes that's just the best outlet for such things. But because of that, one of the rising issues is burnout, or like this discrepancy in your expectations for yourself and your self-esteem. Like, we tend to expect so much of our own abilities and our friends' abilities that it creates issues in I kind of expected myself to hit this goal by this time, and yet I haven't. That makes me a failure. Like, there's a lot of issues like that, like with my friends, when we talk about it. It's a whole thing. And
Niisip ko tuloy, where did the expectations and the pressure comes from?
Yeah.
you know, that's a good question, because sometimes a lot of the time it's from our parents, like the whole stereotype with parents wanting to, no, not you, mom, trust me, I love you, mom. Yes.
She's learned her lessons.
Yes.
Yeah. Really well.
No, parents want their kids to succeed in life because, this world is volatile and scary. They just want them to have a good life. But that's not communicated in the best way. And so the way the kids think of it is like, oh my gosh, I need to do better. I need to prove myself, prove something, whether it be the parents, their extended family, their friends, or themselves. Like,
There's an explanation also to that,
Oh.
which I realized. Because your parents, the Gen X, are generally exposed to the boomers, our generation. And our generation, work, because our parents and grandparents came from the war.
yeah,
scene there.
Yeah.
And so they want achievement is very more pronounced. And therefore, as it goes down from my generation to the Gen X, achieve. But they don't balance it nga.
Yes.
Or explain and talk about it in a nice way that becomes acceptable to the next generation. Because your generation wants the work-life balance. It's so pronounced. Wait a minute, I'm going to take my break.
Yes.
With my friends, we will have fun. And that's unthinkable of boomers. Sa Gen X,
Break?
they've
What break?
started.
Break? What break?
What break? Some of them have started, but it's not yet there. And it has been more pronounced. Kaya the lazy label is there kasi compared to the others who are working, they're not taking a break.
Constantly, yeah.
That's there. But actually, the balance is good because you have learned a lesson from the previous generations of a certain imbalance. I mean,
Yeah, no. Actually, that reminds me of another thing that like there's a different discrepancy in
A gap?
values.
Yeah.
There's
For each generation,
For
you
each
mean?
generation,
Yes, yes.
and especially for Gen Z, that's one of our issues. It's like trying to get our relatives to see on our level and to
Yeah.
understand that hindi lang basta-basta yung mga social media usage or that texting your friends doesn't necessarily mean you're hooked to your phone. It could also mean you just want to deepen those relationships, and that's the way that they do it now. That's
Yeah.
how people kind of foster their friendships
Yeah.
online, and that so many people don't understand that discrepancy in value is could be solved by communication if they just
Correct.
try to be open with one another
Between the parents and the child.
between the parents and the child.
Yeah. That's
Which is a
true.
struggle for the Gen X majority because if they come from parents
Who didn't
just-
talk to us also.
who were autocratic, just listen. Basta sinabi ko, gawin
Ako
mo.
magulang, makinig ka.
Oo.
I see.
So your generation is caught in a sense because these younger ones now are expressing that you cannot use that line to say, don't talk. Because they're talking and
Yeah.
So,
talking.
that sounds very assuring. Thank you, Maribel. Kasi I'm about to say, so it's the Gen X's fault?
No.
But at the same time,
You're caught.
parang we were exposed to this and therefore ito yung programming and therefore ito ang tendency na mapapasa do sa generation nila.
Yes.
But we need just to be aware. No?
Yeah.
Is there something that the parents can do differently? CEO started talking about communication.
A lot.
Or maybe
Yes.
there's something you can say
Communication
there.
actually is a huge treatment to these things. Kasi the boomers nga and what's the generation before that, may the
Hindi ko na alam. Actually, hindi ko na alam ang tawag. The silent
The silent,
generation.
di ba? Silent pa generation. You have to keep quiet. They have to be more articulate and try to talk a little bit more, like asking, not just how are you, what was good about today, what was not so good. Then you listen. Because they don't know also how to listen. Parang they will just shrug you off.
Yeah.
So, because they were not listened to also.
Yes.
So just be mindful that we can learn new things, how to
Yes.
listen and how to talk. Because there's so much joy there in interacting with our children who are sharing and talking. And for us also to share and talk as well.
Yeah. Ako, I always say, especially with their generation, even her brother is in the Gen Z, 2008 kasi, or 2006, right? There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
Buti na lang, through our courses and through your mentoring, I've learned to really pause. No, hindi ako magsasabi muna, mag-a-advise muna. I've learned to really stop, pause, and listen.
Yes.
And by the listening, I'm learning a lot.
Yes.
Not just that I have so much to teach because they're the younger ones, they're the children, tayo yung nakatatanda. Pero realize para kang, and I've said this in a talk the other day, hindi ka na when I talk to them individually, kasi iba yung personality ni Sia, iba yung personality of the brother, para na ako nag-explore of a new world. Para na ako
Yeah.
nagbiyahe sa
Unli,
Europe.
di ba?
Oo.
my
Europe
gosh.
or Asia, depende sa
Topic.
mood nila that day.
What? Okay.
The point is, it's like exploring a whole new world. If we will just really take the time to understand with tabula rasa. I call it tabula rasa, with clean slate, blank slate, and just be curious.
No judgment, no preconceived notion.
Very
Yeah,
important, parents. No judgment. Just keep curious and keep listening, asking as you try to get to know the essence of this generation, of your children.
And precisely that's a question in our talk last Saturday. Many parents are asking, how can we encourage our children to speak kasi they're quiet?
Yes.
Diba?
Yes,
When, what will make you quiet? Diba? What kind of parents or adults will prevent you from talking? Kasi
Oo nga.
hard question
Sige.
for you.
Pakitulong sa pagsagot kasi natanong din ako niyan.
Oo.
Paano nga ba ang aking teenager, which is Gen Z now, is very quiet, very aloof, doesn't want to share. Pag
Right.
tanong, how are you? I'm good. Period.
Yeah.
What to do to help them open up more?
Really create that environment na safe for them to talk.
Yeah.
Like, growing up with my mom, plugging. Growing up with my mom, I never felt that sharing anything, even if it's as mundane as, Mom, I saw a duck poop today. That's crazy. She never judged me for that. It was like,
So no judgment.
no judgment talaga. And it's not just listening and passive listening. It's not enough for you to just sit there quietly and let them yap on and on.
Yeah.
Yap is to like talk incessantly. Sorry, just vocabulary thing. That's another
Thank
thing.
you for updating us with your
there's
vocabulary.
Diba?
so
I'm
much.
learning a lot. Lagi yung may explanation.
I'm barely keeping up with the vocabulary myself. Sorry. Okay, so it's very important to repeat what they say back to
Yes.
them, or like to show that you're actively listening. So
Right.
if I say that, Mom, I'm feeling bad today because I failed my test for the first time, it's not enough to say, okay, you're feeling bad, sorry to hear that. It's have to be, oh, you're feeling bad? What test was this? How can we move on? And you don't want to admonish them for any faults they do, or like say that they're
Kasi puro
Bad.
sockmate ka.
Yeah,
you know,
that's so
or
not.
you
The
were on your
tendency
cell
of
phone,
most
I told
parents.
you.
What? You failed? Why? Hindi ka nag-aral. That's
game ka ng game, ganyan. Like, the amount of time I've heard that.
Puro ka Facebook. Ay, hindi,
Exactly.
Instagram ka.
That's
Instagram.
judgment already,
It's
di ba?
judgment enough to
Yes,
say
yes,
that. So
yes.
so the key is to be curious.
Right.
Constantly ask.
She's using the word curious.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Wait, why? Wait.
That's her word.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Ay, malamang.
Well, I did come from, okay, that makes sense. But
Yes, the curiosity, yes.
it's the curiosity and to just come from a point of wanting to know and wanting to learn, as opposed to assuming you know, assuming you learned.
So how do we correct you if you don't want to be judged? And di ba?
Good
How should the
question.
correction come?
I think
Yes.
you'll go.
I think Tita Maribel would also have an idea on
How to
nga
correct.
ba to correct their generation.
Yes.
If we cannot do judgy comments, what's the best way if we have something to reform?
Like that, her
correct.
example of she failed the exam. So as you go on, no, you failed, and how do you feel, and what was that? What did you expect? And then you go to, is there something you could have done so you will not fail?
Yeah.
Is there something different you will do next time? Don't volunteer the answers even if you know the answer as a parent. Let
Yes.
it come. Because they usually know eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should have spent additional 30 minutes there rather than chatting with my friend or something like that, no? Or is there something that I can help you with so that you can get a higher grade? So what's your goal now? What grade do you want? So also reminding them their goal. What
Their
kind of
goal.
grade? Yes, their goal.
Parents,
Not,
their goal.
Not the parent goal.
Not what we want
Their
for them, but
individual
what
goal,
they
yes.
want. Right?
Oh, pwede kang if she says 85, I think you can do an 88. But if you want only, naks.
Yes.
Di ba?
In other
You know,
words,
really.
the carrot should come from them.
Yes.
And they should agree on
Yes.
what that carrot, that
Right.
goal is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will not work.
Or not, they'll feel they're being forced na naman,
Forced.
autocratic. They don't like to be
Yeah.
told what to do.
Oh,
Tsaka-
we hate that.
At saka in our practice also, what works is the natural and logical consequence,
Yeah.
right? So if they failed at something, that's a logical consequence. You did not study, therefore you failed. Instead of just saying, ikaw kasi nag-gaming ka, nag-social media ka, pero more on how did you feel. So the whole processing.
Yes.
Which I hope, I don't know if you were aware of that, but I was doing that without telling you, this is the step of what... But now maybe you're more aware.
A little bit, yeah, I can tell
Is
now.
that how you felt? What we did wrong, or what you did wrong, or what you can do differently next time?
Yeah.
You remember that? Do you?
I do,
Do
I
you
do.
know that we do that?
Yes, now I do. I can tell it now. But yeah, I agree absolutely. Like you have to bring it back to them. Like that's how you make them feel the weight of whatever they
be
did.
accountable also.
To be
Yes.
accountable. That's what we
Without
need to be
putting
held
them
for.
down.
Yes.
Because when you start putting them down and you put them down regularly,
Yes.
that's the one that affects your mental health.
Exactly.
Depressed and parang,
Pupunta tayo sa mental health in a bit. Speaking of mental health, that's another thing na sabi nga ni CEO, lagi na mas vocal silang pinag-uusapan. But I'm also curious on how your generation first view the world. What's the general world view of a Gen Z with what's happening in the international level, global level, or national level, school level?
Okay. Wow. That's a very loaded question.
Loaded ba?
Loaded kasi very I'd say our viewpoint right now is a little heavy. Like we're not the most optimistic people. Some of us are, yes, but the majority are a little more cynical leaning, if not realist. They prefer the term realist because we're so online and we're so aware of everything that's happening. We're also developing this.
Overwhelmed?
It's overwhelmed and it's also like disappointed. Like,
Yes.
gosh, this is the world we're left to take care of.
Yeah.
Anong gagawin natin? Like,
where do we start?
Where the heck do we start? Like climate change, the wars,
Yeah.
everything. It's
Yes.
so much. And
Yeah.
it's so easy to therefore just be like, hay nako, this government na naman. Oh, oops. Sorry.
Hypothetically. In general. Whichever government that
Hypothetically.
is.
You know, it's like, oh gosh, this government. Oh gosh, this economy. Oh gosh, this tuition.
Yeah.
Hypothetically. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of down worldview. It's cynical a little more. And it's hard to be hopeful. So the way we would do that is kind of lean on our friends and rant about such worldview or vent it out to our friends and be like, to show that we're at least not alone and we're at
Yeah.
least in solidarity in terms of where we stand on it. Yeah.
You were not alone.
Okay,
I
we
just
watched
have
Dear
to
Evan
bring it.
Hansen yesterday and
Okay,
now my
wait.
mom is on LSS.
Yes, and speaking of
Yes.
watching, to those of you who are watching us, feel free again to send your questions and comments or shout outs on our Facebook page and our YouTube pages. We will try our best to mention them,
Yes.
right? Okay, so let's go now. I'm also curious on how you maintain relationships. With all of that, you said you rant. One of your outlets is to rant to each other with
Yes.
all the things that's happening in the world. By the way, whatever fault our generation did to make this world like this, I'm so sorry.
It's not you
Apologize.
guys. Trust, it's
But
not.
I'm sure you guys have a way of making it better. I guess that's the beauty of it. Pero you said laging nasa social media, you're technologically up. I mean, surrounded by different kinds, information all over. How do you even start and maintain relationships?
Wow. Okay.
Friendships, love life, whatever relationship.
Love life.
Well,
Well,
may dating apps pa kasi, di ba?
yes.
Yeah.
Very big. Many people now are meeting the loves of their lives on dating apps because I say loves of their lives in quotation marks because they're
That's a nice topic in the future.
yeah.
Oo, dating apps.
Okay,
dating
okay.
apps.
Yes, let's do that. But yeah, like my cousins are getting married to people that they met on dating apps, you know. It's so much more different now. You can meet whether it's in a online, like you're connected by a friend, like you see that, oh, we have mutual friends, I'll friend this person. Then they'll just DM you and now boom, there's a conversation. Or sometimes one of the ways you have conversations with your friends, let's say on Instagram, you send them reels or you send them shorts or you send them wherever. That's one way to show that, hey, I'm reminded of you. So here, I'm gonna send you this. Yeah, that because you're my friend, like that. Or
So that's a kind of interaction.
it's a kind of interaction. It's a funny
Yeah.
way that kind of came up
Right.
out of nowhere because
Right.
everyone's on shorts and
Yeah, reels,
scrolling
yeah.
on those 1-minute videos. But yeah, that's another way. There's also yun nga, dating apps. That's how you
Yeah.
meet real relationships. Whoa. And then there's
And what is it like naman? I mean, is it all online? I mean, how about your personal
Connection,
face-to-face
face-to-face.
connections, the hugs? Paano naman yun?
Okay, personally speaking, I'm a big hugger. I'm a big face-to-face person. Like, ask anyone who knows me. I actually struggle to reply to messages. So sorry, friends who are watching and I haven't
Oh,
replied
yes.
to.
I know that
I'm
because
so sorry.
her friends messaged me, Tita, please tell CEO to respond to our group
Yeah,
chat.
that's me. And it's not because I hate the person or that I
Yeah.
don't like you or blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. It's really because it's so hard to keep up with the messages
Yeah.
because I'm a person who really likes to have meaningful conversation.
Face-to-face.
Face-to-face. Or if I'm sending a message, I want it to be very intentional. I don't want it to just be, okay, emoji,
Okay.
like whatever.
Right.
I like to send GIFs, however you say it, the moving thing, and
The moving thing.
the moving pictures. Wow. Oh my God, I sound old. Anyway, so
You want to communicate more.
I
you
want
know?
to
You're not
communicate
in that-
more. Yeah. And
That's
so
true.
as a result, I kind of put off responding to people because I want to be like, okay, I want to be in a
Yeah.
headspace where I'm going to give this person the attention they deserve.
That's good.
It's not good though because it ends up being like months. So
Well, maybe
You
they
know.
realize by now that
And they know
you.
when you respond, it's really
If they-
intentional, meaningful.
Yes.
Correct. And if
Yeah.
they want to talk to you, they have to set an appointment to meet
Yeah.
up with you.
appointment. I will.
No, or catch
yes.
her when she's running
Like,
inside the
or-
When I'm
campus.
running across campus. Wait, I'm late for class. How are you? How's your family? Yes.
Yeah.
Or milk tea tayo, CEO. Tara, kita
Milk
naman
tea.
tayo dyan sa Regis.
Sa Starbs.
Is it Regis or Regis?
I say Regis.
Okay.
Okay.
Say in chat if you think it's Regis or Regis. I'm
Yes,
curious.
please help us to finally
Settle that.
find an answer if it's Regis or Regis.
Yes. But
Diba?
yeah,
Tita
there.
Maribel, what are other suggestions you think you can give to their generation to have
Their generation
more meaningful
or the parents of their
relationship?
generation.
Both.
Both.
And what is the value? Kailangan pa ba? Meron naman silang ka-DM. Meron naman silang ka-forward ng kanilang mga reels and videos.
Yeah.
Why is it important that they have face-to-face actual relationships, relating time?
Well, we say that doing face-to-face, there's a lot more information you pick up about the person that you might not catch, or normally you don't really catch it
Nuances.
online.
Yeah.
There are a lot of nuances, especially if later on we'll talk about relationship in a loving, romantic
Romantic,
relationship. If classmate, even if you don't pick it up, you will say, oh, it's okay. But sometimes it becomes a source of conflict. I didn't know, or whatever. So face-to-face really would help. But really, most of them would like interaction through texting and, because they grew up with that.
Yeah.
And therefore, the parents have to learn also how to connect with them that way. If the parents can learn how to do reels, DMs, all her terms that she's using to, to adjust also, we need to.
Yes.
It's not only them adjusting to us, but
Yes.
both. How can we meet midway or
In the
understand
middle, yes.
each other's needs? But the key there is both want to connect. They want to communicate, but the manner of connection is just different for different generations. So you cannot bring what you learned and say, oh, our time it was like this. Ay, nako. You have to
Yeah.
erase that forever in your language and just say, so how can I do it? You can ask them.
Yes.
Or what would be a good way? Or can we do it this way? Because it's easy to negotiate and to
Yes.
talk to them if we really mean the concern is
And
there.
if
Yes.
the parent is also open to really listen and get suggestions and feedback from the parent. Pero before we move further, just a time check to all our listeners out there. It's 10 o'clock a.m. And of course, welcome again and thank you to all those who are listening over at Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM, Facebook, and YouTube of Radyo Katipunan channels. Again, we're open to hear your questions and your comments and your shout-outs or your contribution kung ano bang experience nyo sa mga Gen Zers. Yes. And ako, ang idadagdag ko lang dyan, I feel especially mamaya pag-uusapan na natin yung mental health. No? Kailangan talaga na may face-to-face touch interaction para na
Yeah.
nakikita, na-experience mo yung full energy
Absolutely.
nung tao. And at the same time, you can exchange hugs, especially when you know the other person is feeling down.
Yeah.
The hugs is important for our mental health, for our good
Right.
overall, not just mental, but physical health as
Yeah.
well. We cannot do that.
Or even just
Online. We cannot
even just
send-
taking the breaks.
Yes.
Kasi yung baby boomers and the one before the baby boomers, the silent generation, my parents yan, talagang coming from the war, work, just to be able to achieve and all that, which is understandable. But see, we don't have to do that here now. So we have to make changes
Yeah.
already because work can wait. We can get back to it even after 30 minutes and take a break and socialize with other people
yes.
so that this can work out. You know,
Yes.
diba si Alan is in medicine. Naku, even among those students that have mga 24-hour, 36-hour, 48-hour duty, they're
Yes.
making adjustments here now because nga, the need is important.
Mental
Cannot-
health break.
Yeah.
They call
Yeah.
it now. Yeah.
Yes.
The
It's
mental health.
Nagre-reklamo na nga yung generation namin. Nung panahon namin walang mental health break. Hindi uso yan.
Yeah.
Minom na lang tayo mamayang gabi. Ganun lang, di ba? Pero, okay. I want to go there now, pero yung gusto ko rin pag-usapan bago natin iwan yung usapang relationships, yung usapang marriage. Kasi last week, yung aming guests ay bagong kasal also.
Yes.
Pero gusto ko rin malaman from the Gen Z perspective, uso pa ba ang kasal?
Oh.
Hindi yung uso pa ba?
Are you
Ang
thinking
harana,
of
bukod sa
marriage?
harana, uso pa ba yung
And,
kasal?
yeah.
Marriage.
That's-
What is the concept of marriage for your generation?
That's a very good question. So, I think that a lot of us are open to loving and love and commitment, but not marriage. Like, I'd say that it's in the previous generation na mas, hindi naman uso, but it's like that was the pinnacle of emotional
goal.
connection. It was the goal. It was
Was
a goal.
Objective.
Yeah, an objective.
I want to get married.
Yeah, that people that's kind of also a measure for success in life. Also, if
Right.
you're married, like,
Right.
oh, good for you, yay. But now, I think that people they're not prioritizing it as much, and I'd also like to say that it's attributed to the decline in faith. I'd say, like, not as many people are religious nowadays, but we'll talk about that later. But
We will?
will we? Maybe, I don't know.
Pressure ko, we will?
No, but yeah, I don't think marriage is as much of a priority because people see, for example, mas uso ngayon yung live-in. The situation where even if you're not married, you live with your
Yeah.
partner and you have life and you have fur babies like cats and dogs, you know?
Yeah.
And
If not
that's
real babies.
what's happening. Or if not real babies.
They're
Yeah.
called puppies and kittens.
Puppies and kittens
Okay.
and fish. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
To each their own. But it's not as much of a goal because also the views on commitment are changing na rin. Like, yun nga, marriage isn't the pinnacle of commitment anymore. It's just being able to tell a person that, hey, I love you, I want to be with you, and I think that you're really cool and such a big part of my life. And people don't feel that needs to be cemented by marriage, that they are making their own bounds and that they grow together. That is to say, not everyone is like against marriage or anything. Because I personally,
Yes, I was
yeah,
about to ask. You're talking about people. How about you?
I personally,
Wow,
May agenda yung nanay.
yes, mom. I
No judgment.
good to know,
okay?
mom. But yeah, personally, I still want to get married. I don't know. Growing up, it's just been a dream of mine to really like settle down with a person that I love for the rest of my life and like honor that commitment and in the eyes of God and yeah, a wedding and kids and just that whole life.
Yeah.
For me personally. It's not for everyone, but it's my cup of tea.
Why do you
And-
think that's... Why do you... Okay. I
Yeah,
heard something
that's the
different
thing. Why
earlier,
do you
but
think the
why do
others
you
don't,
think
no?
your view is different?
I think it also has a lot to do with my upbringing because I was witness to I saw your relationship with dad and I felt that wow, this is what marriage is like. I kind of want this for me. Like
I wonder
It's a
what you
good
saw.
model.
no, good modeling.
modeling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's
Good
really
to know.
important because a lot of people also I know are turned off by marriage because their parents' marriages are not good.
Yeah.
They're not the most stable and natatakot sila because they're like, if marriage won't work for them, what more for me? I'm their
Yeah.
spawn. Like,
Especially
gosh.
if it's a whole clan. Many titos and
Yeah.
titas also don't have bad marriages.
Yeah.
Exactly. With the rest of the
yes.
family, nakakatakot talaga. So, for me though, because I saw your stable relationship and I'm like, I want that. Yes. And I love to see that love celebrated between two people. I guess that's where the mentality was built. Also, watching a lot of romance movies growing up. I will not deny I'm a rom-com
Ayan na.
enjoyer.
Rom-com,
yes.
And a
same
romance
here,
novel
yeah.
enjoyer, so there.
How about Maribel? What do you think about that? That this generation, even the millennials, the Gen Z and the millennials, a lot are not so keen on the whole idea of marriage anymore, and even living in now.
Well, it's a combination. Their generation, because they were exposed to a lot of bad marriages. If you look
Yeah.
at the stats of the happy marriages, even in the Philippines, it doesn't even reach 60%. So, and in other countries, it's really awful, you know. So that's one. The other one is there's so many good things that these young people can do while you're single, or if you are single, you have more freedom to do these things. Then, of course, there's that factor that there are people who are willing to live in, so no need for that marriage.
Yeah.
So you just have to find somebody who will stay with you, and you have that connection, you have that partnership as well, but in a different form. Living in is another story later on. But really, you'll have to ask person, what is your goal? And
Yeah.
getting married at any age, at the time that you're ready, is important. You cannot anymore, before 30, you should be married. Now it's before 40, you should be married.
Yeah.
Pataas ng pataas.
I prepare couples now, mga 50s now, or meron pang
Wow.
6. Because if you don't find the right partner, they don't want to also get into a wrong relationship.
Yeah, don't settle.
Yes.
No.
Not to settle, which is actually good. So please, parents, don't force your children. Let's equip them with the right information so that they will have really a meaningful one, both in their career. Because now in their career, they're really doing it really well because they're studying and learning more. And they have to learn more and study well about relationship as well. So they
Yes.
can get both areas in their lives really great.
Yes.
You
So
know?
hopefully that's a good thing about the generation. Mas intentional sila
Yes.
ngayon.
Intentional. I like that
If
word.
they don't want to get into it prematurely or are not prepared,
Right.
when you do start considering, get the necessary
Yeah.
lessons or
Right.
seminars, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Anything else to add on the whole topic of marriage?
No. Yeah.
Okay, punta
I
tayo.
just. I think one of the things I wanted to mention this earlier, but also connected then into because it's easier to connect now. Connect, the word connect. Like you can connect online to other people. But what I think we're losing, and I think people need to keep in mind, is developing the meaningful relationship itself. Because it's easy to say that, I have 1,000 followers. Okay, but how many of those followers is really intentional,
Connecting,
right? I have like 16 matches on insert dating app, right? Okay, but how many of those matches do you really see yourself in a long-term
Yeah.
relationship with? How many of those matches do you really know beyond what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Where did you go to school? What's your favorite pet? It's about deepening the
Going
relationship
deeper.
dapat. That I think.
Quality,
Yeah.
and then
Quality
more
over
than the
quantity.
quantity.
Yeah.
Yes. How about kids? You mentioned fur babies. What about the whole idea of having human children?
Human children. I'd say that there's okay. I think that a lot of concern also that ties into marriage is the rising costs. Economy is not getting better. It's everything is inflating, and I think if we actually sat down to think about it, my friends and we talk about how parang ang mahal naman to have a baby. As much as you want to raise kids and stuff,
Yeah.
you're worried about, gosh dang, will I be able to afford like rent and
Tuition
daily
fee?
living plus the tuition fee, the baby care, the everything,
Yeah.
and all such things. But personally, I would love to have kids because you want to nurture
You're
lives and
thinking of
stuff.
that, no? Did we think about that?
Yeah.
No.
We just thought we get
Bayan
married and
na.
sige,
Basta.
we get there.
We'll get
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
May dadating.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so I really interested. I didn't know that you guys did not
No,
think
I didn't
about
think
that.
about that. Just think of the love and I'll be
Well,
forever.
Especially yung
Those
silent
details
generation, tsaka
Oh.
yung boomers, lalo na sila, mga 7, 12 kids, di ba? Wala, di iniisip na kasi panahon doon, para kumain ka, kukuha ka lang sa bukid, sa bakuran.
Yeah.
Oh, ngayon, well, my generation, nung nagkaroon na ng 1 child, 2 child, uy, mahal na. Okay, tama na. Cut off na.
Cut off. Not the cut off.
Yeah.
Pero hindi mo rin masyadong kinonsider before the first child. It's always, you're looking forward to the first
I
child.
guess with the information they have, they see it
Yeah.
more.
Yes,
Tayo
it's
wala.
more-
Just love lang noon and bahala na si Batman.
Not yes.
Bahala na si
Batman. I love that
Yes.
phrase.
Our Batman.
But yeah.
What is your version of that? Bahala na si Batman.
I
Kayo?
still say bahala na si Batman. But that's just me. Sorry guys, I'm not sure. I'm not
That's
entirely.
us.
Yeah.
Passing it on to you. Pero listening to you and hearing all those challenges and all the different things that your generation is going through, I'm feeling a little tired and stressed for you. So speaking of stress, paano nga ba ni-deal ng mga Generation Z ang stress of the world, of personal life, of school even, of work?
That's such a great question. And I'd say the very first answer is definitely ranting and venting. Like,
Ikaw lang yata yun.
no, trust me. Trauma bonding is the term we use nowadays.
Really?
Trauma
That's
bonding.
interesting.
What's drama bonding?
Which
All
is
your
like-
trauma for the day. You
Yeah.
unload
Like
it
you're
with
with
your
your friends and like you quote unquote trauma dump. And meaning you let out all your, oh my God, this prof, oh my gosh, this assignment, oh my gosh, my parents. Lahat na nalalabas.
You use the word trauma.
Yeah.
Because it's really traumatic.
Well,
Or it's just to
I think it's
intensify, no?
Yeah, intensify. Like I mentioned, we do tend to have a little bit of a dramatic side to us, you know?
Yeah, very dramatic.
Some of it's actually traumatic, like,
Yeah.
gosh, girl, are you okay? But other times it's just,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
Stress.
daily stress, you know?
Right.
And that's our favorite way to get through with that. Like,
Yeah.
it's making sure that we know we're not alone in it, or that you have friends to say, girl, you're so valid. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can, crash outs. This is a term. Crashing out is the process wherein you just let out all the frustration. Like, it's used as a joke
Like a
nowadays.
plane crashes, so you crash down. also with somebody.
Yeah, like that, or like
Okay.
it's you exploding.
Yeah.
Usually, actual serious crash outs are held in a private place, like your room, the bathroom, and you just kind of sob it out and just let it out. It's like ayoko na, like you kind of just let it out, and it's cathartic. And I think a lot of people do that because we need to. Crying sometimes. Often helps. It's better to let it out than to keep it in.
If the parent knows how to listen or to talk, will they crash out with a parent
Yeah.
instead of a friend?
Yes, they would. I have
Yeah.
crashed out to my mother several times.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, she'd
Yeah.
love that. No, the parents should love that.
Yes,
But the
don't
thing is,
apologize at all. I'm loving
No,
it.
and
Yeah.
it's one of the I call it the rewards of parenting.
Yes.
When our children will crash
Crashing out
If
to
you're
you.
still,
Yeah,
that keeps you still in the loop.
Yeah,
right?
because
You're
you're in the
still
loop, you're
inner
connected.
circle.
True.
We feel also important. Not only that, we care for you so much that we want to know what's going
Going on. We want
And
to
that's
see
why
the
I'm
big
sad
picture.
for parents who don't experience that because
Yes.
they're missing out on a lot.
They're FOMO.
Oh,
What's FOMO,
you
Tita
can do this.
Maribel?
You can do this.
Fear of out of place.
Close.
The FOMO.
Close,
Fear
close,
Fear
of
of missing out.
missing out.
Yes. So close. Almost there.
While you guys are talking in my head, I should make a dictionary.
Yeah, we should have
FOMO,
on the
trauma
side.
dumping, trauma bonding, crashing out, yapping. Ano pa? Someone just text me. CEO is slaying it.
Thank you.
Slay.
But
Thank you,
really, it's the
person.
parent. Because the friends know how to listen and attend to each other. That's why you want to crash out with
Yeah.
them. But if a parent, because our children still need also an adult in addition to their
Yes,
peers in
yes.
terms of crashing out and yapping and all of these things. Because it can give a different perspective. Not that the parent's going to advise, but really listen and attend to
Yeah.
them. The care and love you receive from the adult is also going to help the
Very much. And that I think is very key, that it's to listen, not to advise.
Yeah.
Sometimes what parents want to do is they want to fix, quote unquote,
Yes.
fix
Yeah.
your
Right
child
away.
that's
Right.
like broken
Right.
and crying. And that's exactly what's going to make them close up and never talk to you
Exactly.
again. Because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, if I show my mom I'm weak or I'm sad,
Yes.
she's just going to tell me
I'm
that.
broken.
Yeah.
Your mom is
Yeah.
needing to fix.
That mom
Yeah.
needs to fix. No,
Yeah.
no, don't do
Or
that.
I'm giving mommy a problem.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that being such a burden.
Yeah, I'm a
you know.
burden. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
making making mommy and daddy worry.
Right.
Wag na lang, I
Right.
won't share anymore.
Exactly. We don't want to
Yes.
make.
Whew, I hope the parents are taking note. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things to learn and there's more to unpack actually. So again, if you have questions, may phone-in question po tayo at what daw is the ideal age to get married for your generation?
Like Nina Maribel said, like the what do you call this? The ceiling for
The cap.
get married, the
Yeah.
cap, the get married by is going higher. Like right now, I'd say the consensus would be around the 30s, like because you want to be emotionally
Early,
and
mid, or late?
financial.
Mid, no?
Yeah, mid.
Getting to the mid, yeah.
Because we want to be emotionally and financially stable enough
Yes.
to afford marriage, not just the wedding, but marriage itself, and to
Yep.
commit to that. Because you don't want to be reliant on your partner, and you don't want your partner to be totally reliant on you. You want both of you to be in a good, stable spot to
Yes.
say that, yeah.
And what do you think about that, 30?
You know, any age
Stable.
is
Financial
as good.
stable na ba, 30?
Before, the boomer parents will say, but what about the baby? See, you have to ask them also, do you want
Do
to have
you
children?
want?
And there are
Yes.
many ways of having a baby. And that is not really top of mind for them. The
Yeah.
boomers, yes, and maybe even your
Gen
Gen
X,
X,
Gen
yes.
X, yeah.
So it's changing. So as long as they're ready and they're willing and they get the right partner, we say 3 years boyfriend, girlfriend before marriage, cannot hurry this up. Fine, whether you're 40 or you're 45, especially now, those in the 40s, you still need 3 years. They think kasi 40, I'm old already, I know everything. No.
Yeah.
You know everything about your career, not necessarily about
The-
relationships.
Yes, your partner specifically.
Yes.
So-
Yun din, di ba? May mga, they meet at 50. They said, matanda na ako, magpakasal na tayo kagad. Oh, no.
No.
You're more set in your ways at 50. You've been single
Yeah.
longer.
It's harder to adapt another
It's
person.
harder
Yeah.
to adapt to another person and more to learn and unlearn from
Yes.
being single and now
Right, true,
merging
true.
into someone else's life.
Yeah.
Isa pang tanong, are Gen Zs materialistic daw ba?
Whoa, no, I don't think so. I don't.
yeah,
I
they're
don't
not
think
as
we're like
materialistic.
materialistic. I know I've been mentioning a lot about finances and worrying about that, but that's just because we want to ensure we have a good foundation for a good non-materialistic life to nurture and focus on the things that truly matter: our relationships, our love, our family, our lofty dreams and the world.
And that's a nice thing. They are less materialistic. They're more about intentionality and being happy and having that balance. But
Yeah.
they want to just have the minimum to get by. So they're not the types who will stay in the companies now for 30,
For 30
years and get the 20 years.
get the retirement.
Wala na yun.
Which is the challenge of the employers and the managers, no? Ayan,
Yes.
mga Gen Z,
They
naku,
have to-
magre-resign na yan next year. After training for 6 months,
they
working
have
for
to know
6 months,
also-
they resign.
Yeah,
What do you
they're-
think about,
They have
sorry.
to learn more about how to keep them there, especially if they are
Yes.
good. You have to know what they need.
Yes.
Which, you have to adjust to each one. Cannot have a template for everybody.
Yun
Truly.
din yung tanong eh. Kasi nga, ang daming Gen Z doesn't stay in jobs
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah.
The judgment or the perception is kasi entitled.
Oh my god.
Is that true? Is
So
that a
not.
perception that you hear?
It's-
And is that true?
Yes, I've heard it several times that Gen Z is entitled or that they feel that they deserve that a certain thing, but it's not that. Really, we believe that everyone deserves the same amount of happiness, and it's just everyone's
Entitled to happiness.
entitled. Sure, but that's not just us. We believe everyone's entitled to
Everybody
happiness,
wants that,
right?
but they're not just articulating it.
Exactly. We're the
Yeah.
only ones who,
Yeah.
who dare to say, hey, employer, I don't like this. And that's what kind of I feel where it comes from, really expressing ourselves a lot. And I don't think they're used to people talking back in that way. And
Yeah.
but I don't think it's that we're entitled at all. It's just we just want to be happy and we
Yeah.
want to have a good life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of happy and good life, so going now, zeroing in on the mental health of the being more aware of that there is such a thing, sort of plaguing this generation.
Yeah.
No, suicide rates are up, depression is up, anxiety levels are up. Any guesses on why that is? And then with Maribel later, any recommendation on how to address that?
I think it's a conglomerate. Conglomerate.
Kanina, amalgam. Ano?
Yeah.
Amalgamation. Conglomerate, yeah.
Thesaurus,
Yes.
please. Yeah.
It's a conglomerate of everything I've said. It's the buildup of the stress. It's the buildup of the, oh my God, the world is so messed up. What am I gonna do? It's the buildup of no one understands me. I'm
Right.
trying to talk but no one's listening. And it's all of that just bottled up and shaken up like a Mentos in a Coca-Cola bottle, and and no one's opening the cap. So you're just that Coca-Cola bottle walking around, waiting, and
For
also,
those who don't understand, what happens to a
oh, it
Mentos in a
explodes.
bottle?
It's yes, it's kaboom.
There's
Yes.
something that is in the Mentos
And-
that
yeah.
affects the
Yeah.
And that's
Coke.
why a common request we have now is about anger management.
Yeah.
Of the
And
kids or of the
kids, of
parents?
the young adults, different ages. They're also angry, and they're basically angry also because who's listening to me, or
Exactly.
who will do I feel still special and good?
Yes.
Especially if
Yeah.
there's that lack of attention from the nuclear family, from the parents. It's still very important, even if they have lolos and lolas and everybody else attending to them. It's human nature. We want that family connection
Yeah.
that you are experiencing
Yes.
here with your
Yeah.
parents. And we wish to have more parents like your mom and dad with a good marriage also on top of that. So that is the struggle that married people will have to deal with, raising children and then keeping that marriage sparkling.
Yeah.
Which, if one of those is absent for the child, it becomes already a source of tension for
It
them.
does,
Yeah.
yes.
Their
Like,
parents fighting, or my parents don't listen to
Oh.
me, or they're judgmental. So,
Yeah.
so anger builds up, and then the stress
Or
suicide.
if not anger, for depression, because everyone's so online and on social media, follower counts are very important. Exposure is important. People
Us.
listening to you and commenting and being like, "Hey, you're good, you're pretty." Oh my God, yes. If you don't get enough of that and that affirmation, validation and affirmation is something we very much need as a generation, and the lack thereof can make us feel sad or less than or like insecure big
Yeah.
time, or alone.
What do you think about that personally?
I-
Coming from, relying on social media
On the
likes,
peers.
on validation online, on
Yeah.
peers for your self-worth, for your joy or happiness.
It
do you,
is
do you think
horrible.
they have the affirmation from their parents that they're looking for it outside of the family?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they're getting enough of it
Yeah.
at home, or
Yeah.
as they were raised at
Right,
least.
right.
Or the validation was empty, meaningless.
Yes.
They're just like, "Oh, good job,
Empty
anak."
praises.
Empty praises.
Or
Just-
critical or judgmental.
or critical or
Yeah.
judgmental. And I want to say, obviously, it's bad, right? But it's also hard to combat it because that's just really how we're programmed now. Like, this is the world we live in. So I think it's just a matter, instead of like decreasing that, because it's hard to do that, you just add onto it. And how you add real life relationships, meaningful, deep connections with friends who love you unconditionally, with the family that will love you no
Yeah.
matter what,
Yeah.
and with yourself. Like,
Right.
we preach a lot about self-worth and self-care and
Yeah.
makeup routines and whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if that doesn't make you feel beautiful, if that doesn't make you realize how valued and how wonderful you are as a child of God, as a creation of this universe, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
You need that
You
confidence.
have to have that individual acceptance and love for the
Exactly.
self, which comes from the family. And that's why we have our school
Yes.
for parents, that we
Yes.
want to help our parents really get more informed.
Yes, and before we go there, I just want to do this for you. Preach. This is
Yes.
a misconception for generation also. Please
You
explain.
use that?
This is
When you do this, is it good or bad?
This is good. This is good.
That is good.
This is a clapping. I taught my mom how to clap like this. This is like, "Oh, good job." Yes. Instead of like actually clapping or doing the silent clap, you do this now. Like you
Okay.
yes.
Well said. Go ahead, preach. Kasi in our generation, pag ginanyan mo kami,
Negative.
inaaway.
Oh.
Parang gano'n. Sige,
okay.
mami.
Well,
Tutok-
no,
Yap-yap na
no,
naman si
that's-
mami.
that's-
Naging na naman si
Yeah.
mami.
That's why we have to clarify.
Yes,
how you
that's
behave.
why.
Yeah.
Thank you for
It might
clarifying.
be misinterpreted and then bigla
Yeah.
sila mag-aaway, pinupuri pala yung nanay, yung nanay nag-react, diba? Okay, and lastly, you said relationship connection to friends, family, and I heard God. how does faith play in all of this and building strength, resilience even, to this generation? I mean, there's a lot of volatility, as I've heard, but there's also potential for strength and resilience.
Yeah.
How does faith come into play?
I'd say, okay, nowadays I feel that our generation is getting a lot less religious, but they want to be more spiritual. See, there's a very, very big difference. They don't want
Spiritual,
the
correct.
rituals. Like, a lot of my friends aren't going to mass every Sunday anymore. And it's not because they hate God or anything. It's just they don't see the value, or they don't seek the ritual of going to mass every day or praying the rosary or the litany or whatever. They don't also want to subscribe to some religious doctrines because there are very controversial doctrines out there that aren't very aligned. Like, they're not very accepting of different people who love who they want to love, etc., etc. But it's about so now it's more emphasis on I want the comfort of someone higher, something out there that is higher and bigger than me, and I want to be a part of that.
Right.
And yes, I find that in God. I would like to believe, I consider myself as a spiritual person, and in terms of resiliency, God for me helps me kind of ground myself. Like, when I feel all this loss and when I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, I'm gonna cry, I'm paralyzed, I don't know, I remind myself that, hey, everything that happens is according to God's will. So just pray, trust, and it will happen as it's meant to happen for you. And
Right.
everything that you experience is
Yeah.
just meant to help bring you and build you into a better version of yourself.
Grabe.
Well said.
Kulang ang oras, but I want
Dami.
to ask Maribel, what can you say to our viewers and maybe mention about the School for Parents?
Yes. Parents, it's not your fault if you cannot connect with your children. We just need to learn new things. Maybe you did learn this from your own parents as well, but you can change history and make it more meaningful. So we have parents our age, from the boomers, from the Gen X, attending our School for Parents. This is batch 13 starting on September 27. So just sign up, inquire at the Facebook of the Love Institute. So we have 8 videos where Isa, Dan, our other colleague, and I are sharing information about 8 different topics, very important ingredients to really have that real connection and have a daughter like this. Sio, the way, I'm sure many parents out there, how can I have a daughter like Sio? She's expressing, she's talking, and with her mom pa around, So this is unthinkable for many parents. But this shows really the connection or the relationship that Mom Isa has really developed over time, and that's why they can talk this way. And all parents out there, you can have that as well, but we have to do our homework.
Yes. Oh, thank you. And we hope that you'll be able to join us again next week. Thank you again, CEO.
you, Mom.
Thank you again,
Thank you,
Maribel.
Nina.
Welcome.
Huwag kayong
Our pleasure.
magsasawa. I think we need the
Yeah.
part 2 on this topic.
Sure.
We
Yeah.
haven't even talked about other things.
Yeah.
But right now, I'd just like to share a Bible verse from Ephesians 6. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise. That is, it may go well with you and that you may live long in the land. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. I guess in whatever generation you belong to, or your children belong to, Gen Z, Gen Alpha coming up now, right? One thing is clear. Love can be translated in action. This Bible verse transcends any generation. We just need to follow the way we were loved by God and our own versions, better versions of our parents, or how we were loved. So with that, thank you very much, everybody. We hope to see you again. Thank you for all those who watched us and listened to us. We hope to see you again next week, September 22, Monday, 9:30 a.m. Our topic will be interesting because it will be about finances in marriage. So stay tuned and God bless everyone.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang